This was the summer of the mega trade. Look at those names. Anthony Davis to the Lakers, Paul George to the Clippers for $1 million draft picks. Russ and CP traded for each other. This doesn't even include Kevin Durant, DAngelo Russell, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, all the other people who changed teams. It was an absolutely wild summer, and those trades are in the books. Let's talk about guys who might be traded this season and could impact the championship race. And one of those names is mentioned a lot, and that's Chris Paul, now on the Oklahoma City Thunder, back where it all really started for him in Oklahoma City in the NBA. What are you hearing on CP?
Well, he's going to have to play really well in Oklahoma City for somebody to want to take on 3 years, $124 million, pay him $44 million in the final year of his contract. And that's a really difficult proposition. And when Oklahoma City got him this summer, their plan was to try to flip him somewhere else. They hoped that Miami would be willing to talk about a deal, and that never got anywhere. But maybe the Heat get off to a bad start. Maybe they look at this again and other teams. But listen, Chris Paul played well when he was running the team in Houston last year. I think like 22 and 10.
Chris Paul is still really good.
Absolutely. And so this is an important year for him to get off to a good start and get some of his value back. He has value in the league, but not at those numbers.
So if I were a team that was sniffing around Chris Paul, what I would really be rooting for is for Toronto to get off to a shaky start and decide to bail out of the season and make Kyle Lowry available. Because to me, Kyle Lowry is a little bit younger. The mileage isn't the same, nearly the same. The health issues haven't been the same. He is much more comfortable playing off the ball, which makes him a fit with every superstar in the league. And I think teams would I think the Raptors could actually generate something of a bidding war, even though Kyle is 34. They just signed him to a one-year, $31 million extension. To me, if I'm Miami, Detroit, you could name lots of teams. Minnesota has Gerson Rosas has a connection with him. I think other teams would get in it. I even think the Clippers would sniff around it because he's such a good fit there. They just saw with Kawhi. That's the guy I would look at.
Right, and that's why a lot of the reason Toronto signed him to the deal. He is easier to trade under contract for next year at $31 million.
Absolutely.
And so you're going to have Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka, Kyle Lowry, all who the other two are in the last year of their deal, Gasol, Ibaka, and there could be at the trade deadline an exodus from the championship core.
And it's not a championship race anymore in the NBA if Andre Iguodala isn't involved. He's currently, people may not know this, he's on the Memphis Grizzlies. He plays or not plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. Whether it's a trade or a buyout, he has the potential to swing somebody's championship odds by a couple percentage points just because here's a guy who has a track record of making it difficult for LeBron and Kawhi and Paul George, and those are the kinds of teams, the teams at that level are going to try to get him.
And it's the two LA teams. It's the Lakers and it's the Clippers. And if there is a buyout at some point, and if Memphis can't trade him, that's where that will come down to, those two teams. Memphis is willing to hold on to him, and Iguodala is okay with sitting right now. He is, a little bit like what Roger Clemens used to do in baseball. He'd kind of sit out a lot of the regular season. He's advanced in years, come back in August. Iguodala's fine with seeing what the landscape looks like and then jumping in on the season a little later because you're signing Andre Iguodala or trading for him for the postseason.
I wish we could get Utah involved. He'd be a great fit in Utah to guard all of those guys we just talked about.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For highlights and analysis, check out the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, check out ESPN+.